r/AskReddit, nsfw, what's a telltale sign two people are having a secret sexual relationship with each other? Op is going through some shit LMAO. From personal experience, was hooking up with a coworker and she'd bring her dog into the office. Her dog started sitting under my desk every day and we were exposed. They accidentally send a company-wide email sharing a picture from their vacation together in Sandals, Jamaica. The two of them consistently being the last ones left at the group hangout, especially if one of them is hosting. A bunch of us used to hang out on a TeamSpeak server to play games. One day we were chatting when the server admin just blurted out, "So guy and girl, you two have the same IP address today. You fucking?" Staring. I was secretly seeing a guy in school. As far as everyone else was concerned, we couldn't stand each other. This girl I barely knew pulled me aside and whispered, "I don't know what's going on between you two, but you need to stop staring or everyone else is going to know." Later on he wanted to know what the girl said to me. I wasn't about to admit she noticed my staring, so I said, "She thinks there's something going on with us because you keep staring at me." Awkward avoidance of each other. If you know them before it, they'll stop flirting as much as they had been prior to it. They make sure they don't leave a place together but linger around long enough to know when the other is leaving. They look at each other when something funny or bad happens. Sometimes you can tell by the way they casually, appropriately, touch each other in public. Certain things are awkward until you cross that line. These two I used to work with, they got found out because a skunk sprayed outside the guy's house real bad. The next day they came into work separately and ignored each other as usual, but they both smelled like skunk. Then everyone knew, but they didn't know we knew. You have to go fuck them both individually, and see if either of them have the same tricks. What's a telltale sign two people are having a secret sexual relationship with each other? The gut feeling you had before posting here. Physical closeness. Princess Margaret was, accurately, accused of having an affair after wiping some fluff/dust off of a married man's suit jacket. They act weird all of a sudden when things that should be considered normal happen. Like friends acting playful, but they suddenly stop, because they realize it might be taken the wrong way, when in reality it wouldn't. They are only fearing such as they know things are indeed the wrong way. They start using each other's speech mannerisms. Like one of them always replies to something you say to them with, "Is that right?" And then you hear your wife saying it all the time after you get back from a week-long work trip. Edit for everyone saying they do this all the time. Yes, it is common and I also do it. It's just the way I keyed into the affair. Both can be true. Peace. I work in HR and someone dropped an anonymous tip once that a member of senior management was sleeping with a female subordinate. So IT gave me access to their emails, and I swear to God, the moment I read "I can still smell you on my fingers," I immediately wanted to quit HR. When you're so brings someone up way too much in the beginning, then mysteriously stops talking about them at all, even when the situation potentially calls for it. I've caught people because they didn't follow one another on social media to try to avoid suspicion, but they both posted that they were at the same place and similar photos, and despite not posting about one another, it was obvious. They didn't know what the other was posting because they didn't follow one another LMFAO, which ultimately lead to the downfall of their discretion. I always thought it was a pretty profound observation in Love Actually that Emma Thompson's character spotted that her lizard of a husband and that floozy made an effort not to react to each other. She served him a drink at a party, and he didn't say thank you. Subtle. Ask them, "So, you guys fucking or what?" They almost try too hard to hide it. Like if they go to an arcade with their co-workers, they'll play different games but right beside each other instead of just playing together. Or they'll flirt with total strangers at the bar area. Or freak out if people think they're flirting. Just stuff like that. The little conversational clues. Like when two people glance knowingly at each other frequently, or have friendly little side whispers because they have their own thing going on apart from the group. And they hover near each other to be physically close. All those little examples of intimacy that is only between them. A married ex-friend of mine once started showing up with a woman and acting like that. I could tell they were banging, and I couldn't believe he wasn't trying harder to conceal it. Turns out, the poor woman had no idea he was married, and was unaware that everyone else did know. It was later traumatizing to her to realize she had been seen as a mistress, when she was the only person who didn't know what was really happening. She's now a friend of mine. He is not. It's definitely the awkward avoidance of one another for no reason. When I was a supervisor, 2 of my employees were secretly dating, and being as young as they were, 19-20 years old, they didn't have the ability to hide their feelings without avoiding each other as if they hated one another. I figured it out on day 1. Hilariously cute. Edit. When they finally told me, I told them I already knew. They were flabbergasted that I figured it out. It wasn't that hard. When y'all make googly eyes at one another across the store or try to surreptitiously touch hands at the till, I'm gonna notice. Walking in on them doing it. They're Mormon and invite you to jump on their bed. Their orbits are smaller around each other. Without meaning to, they will change their personal space requirements with the other. They'll think they're normal distance away, but won't be. Also, they'll move around each other too easily, like in small spaces, without the awkward missteps the rest of us make. If one person slips and mostly reacts to something funny or distinct to that individual, when the rest of the group isn't. And they might try to cover or restrain that emotion. Subtle touches or friendly banter that's just a little bit out of the ordinary vibe check. They glow under a black light when they come back from inventory. Carpooling when there is not much convenience to it because they don't live all that close to each other. I was at a barbecue with dozens of people. A young, ridiculously beautiful married couple was there. The wife was pregnant. They brought their short, squat, funny man roommate with them. At some point, funny man and pregnant wife are on opposite sides of the kitchen, and I caught a glance between them, no more than a blink of an eye. It was the only interaction they had all night. In that instant, I have never been more sure 2 people were fucking. Told my girlfriend, those 2 are smashing. She told me to stop being a creep. Sure enough, 6 months later, everyone finds out they're fucking, and funny man is the dad. Nice try, wife. I'll be home regular time and I won't forget the milk this time. Pay attention to who they look at when they laugh. It may not reveal a sexual relationship necessarily, but it's such an innocent act that at the very least reveals that they want to ensure they are connected at that moment. They stop saying thank you to each other. Got caught out myself with that. Edit. For context, we were in a group of friends and trying to keep it secret. I didn't say thank you once or twice for little things like taking a drink from my secret boyfriend whilst talking to someone. I just carried on my conversation. Another friend noticed this. I'm not saying I don't say thank you to my long-term partner, that wasn't the question. After reading so many comments, I learned my best friend and I might be fucking in secret and we just don't know it yet. They have sex frequently but secretly. If there was a foolproof way to know this, half of human dramas / literature / movies / etc. would have to be rewritten. There isn't a telltale sign of this that can't also be, in reality, something else. If it's at work, they are both happy. Meaningful glances and mischievous smiles towards one another. One of them starts showing up to group hangouts way overdressed. It's for whoever they are banging. They laugh just a little too loud, they stand just a little too close, they stare just a little too long. Drive one of them to the other person's house. If their phone auto connects to the Wi-Fi. Our CEO coming into a meeting to grab something from the QA/RA lady's purse was one a few of us saw once. They get awkward if you come up to them when they are together. I just want coffee and you're standing in front of the machine and I didn't think anything was going on until you got all awkward. You're allowed to be friends and stand here and talk. I'm convinced everyone in this thread thinks they are way better at reading people than they actually are. They find excuses to touch each other in passing, their eyes give them away. This thread makes me concerned that everyone in existence is in a secret sexual relationship. I'm kind of jealous, uneasy face, only thing fucking me is. Why college assignments? They put the lime on the coconut and shake it all up. If you're going through something to make you ask this, trust your gut. I had the gut feeling my ex-wife was cheating, all the signs were there but I just thought she'd never do that and all the evidence was coincidental. My brain didn't want to see it, so I put blinders on. Fast forward a couple of months, I found out she was, and my family all said I must be an idiot for not seeing what was right in front of me. Ask others' opinions that you both know, they'll tell you an unbiased opinion. Someone you can trust. Mirroring body position, gestures, facial reactions. People do this in general, with those that they like and/or respect, but with couples it can happen a lot. Tell one of them you have a crush on the other one and see what they say. Does anyone else's wife have a Native American healer that comes by 3 or 4 times a week to help with her migraines? From the guy who dated a co-worker in secret, watch the eyes. I realized, after a couple months, that anytime our staff meetings would start laughing, I was looking at her. Just watch where people look, it's a natural giveaway of at least who likes each other. They banter a lot and smile at each other in a playful manner thinking nobody else knows. Wrong. Everybody knows. According to my friend, she could tell I was having sex with my ex-boyfriend cause we would try our hardest not to interact with each other. We had worked the same job so we wanted to keep it low-key but it didn't work. I worked on a TV show and there were rumors that one of the married cast members was hooking up with this other hot blonde cast member. Wasn't sure if the rumors were true until I saw the stage/reunion show. When everyone walked on stage, they were the only 2 out of 16 that didn't hug. Totally fucked. Kind of like what Joey in Friends reasoned. If there is chemistry on stage, chances are no chemistry in real life. If they are awkward on stage, chances are they are having sex in real life. If they are acting awkward in front of others and clearly trying hard to act like they don't care about each other, sexual relationship. If they carry out as normal and work well together, no secret sexual relationship. Ha ha ha, I have a good one. My husband and I used to work in the same office and there was at least 100 people there. He was the cool guy who always had several women at his desk and I was the uptight teacher's pet type, and the 1 or 2 times we smiled and said hi in front of others he was pulled away and told to stay away from me because I'd likely get him in trouble for not doing his work or that I wasn't pretty enough for him. Anyways, a year of dating and we decided to elope because while I'm not the prettiest girl I'm his other half and we enjoy each other's company. Then I did all the paperwork and submitted the new name to corporate. When my email said his last name, he started getting tons of IMS and emails asking if he knew why I would go so far as to make my last name be like his since they didn't even know we were friends, let alone secretly dating, then eloped, LOL. Good times. More than a decade and some kids later, I love that man more than anything. He's my sweetheart. Do they have each other's bodily fluids pooling in their unmentionables? Your partner used to talk about this person they work with a lot. Then suddenly they stop mentioning them. when they are caught in a car with foggy windows in the office parking lot. P.S. Jenna, aka GE, from Michigan, we all know you both weren't taking a nap. Hanging out at reception all the time when he's supposed to be making sales. Michael. That's pretty subjective, but I'd say there's a noticeably higher level of comfort between them. When you catch him butt naked banging on the bathroom floor, counter, sofa, shower and on camera, and he says in a somewhat thick accent, "It wasn't me." When your partner goes over the top of how unattractive, uninteresting, cringy, weird, etc. the other person is. Prolonged eye contact. I worked in a large office and there were always secret affairs going on. If one of the people left by the door, the other would leave by the window. You can be the best of work acquaintances, chat, joke around, etc. But as soon as it goes further, then you go out of your way to ignore each other. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.